Hi everybody, good evening. Thank you for tuning in and for watching this check of the First Alert forecast from the First Alert desk. I am First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, here to bring you a check of the First Alert forecast. A couple things we are watching for you this evening, and that is number one, the chilly air that is still around across North Georgia, Metro Atlanta as well. Also, the fact that we have some wet weather building into North Georgia, Metro Atlanta overnight tonight, really within the next few hours. The first little bit of drizzle probably falling, and then a steadier rain by the time we get to the morning commute tomorrow, and off and on all day, pretty much all day into our Tuesday. Let's go ahead and take you outside right now while we await folks to join. We are live on many platforms, social media wise, on Facebook and on YouTube. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, maybe about your Tuesday forecast, those are the places to be. But a live look outside right now for you, showing you good visibility. Yes, clouds have moved in. They've thickened up a bit, but you can still see all the buildings. These aren't low clouds yet, but I do think they will lower here pretty quickly over the next 2-3 hours. And the first little bit of drizzle probably falling before midnight west of town, and then by 1-2 o'clock into the city of Atlanta. Jill Griffith is watching. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Bob Dobbin is saying hello. Yeah, Wet Tuesday is on the way. And for some, it is a snowy Monday night, and that is across the southern plains and portions of the far interior southeast. For us, live look outside, temperatures chilly, but no wintry weather in our forecast, just a cold rain as we get into tomorrow. Let's talk about the storm system responsible. It is spinning well to our west. Area of low pressure will kind of mark that by drawing an L. A southwesterly and a southerly flow ahead of it, a northeasterly and northerly flow behind it, pulling in some of that cold air to the north and west, and it is snowing across portions of the southern plains into the Missouri area, northeast Arkansas. For us, we're going to see this rain traverse off to the east and increase across North Georgia, Metro Atlanta overnight tonight into the wee hours of our Tuesday morning. Now, ahead of the rain, it is plain old cold outside right now. Temperature is down to 47 in Atlanta, but 41 up in Blairsville, 47 Rome, Locust Grove, and LaGrange, the south and southwest sides, upper 40s. Covington, 47. Athens, 47. Carrollton, mid-40s. And again, Canton, Cherokee County, 42. And on up into the mountains, upper 30s, lower 40s, kind of the rule. But now that we have clouds moving in and they are thickening, I don't think we'll cool that much more overnight tonight. Maybe another 3 to 4 degrees. Valerie's watching from Temple. Hello to you. Bob Dobbin saying chilly week. That is absolutely the case. You are correct, man. Butch Davis saying hello from Bremen. And thank you for watching, no matter where you are watching from. Valerie up in Temple, Butch in Bremen. Appreciate the viewership. Again, here are current temperatures, and you get an idea that it's pretty chilly out there. Clouds are here. Light breeze making it feel even chillier. Bob Dobbin says, gotta lug that auto filler. Maybe talking about his job there on Facebook. Let's go ahead and dive into that hour-by-hour forecast, and we'll walk you through the overnight hours into your Tuesday morning. Again, let's roll the clock back. Here we are now. Clouds pretty thick out there. Forecast model a little too cold up in the mountains. It's not in the 30s in Blairsville, not in the 30s in Clayton. I think clouds have moved in already and kind of slowed your cooling trend. But there are some upper 30s up in the mountains, but Clayton right now 41, Blairsville about the same. Upper 30s, lower 40s, kind of the rule. And notice as we get into 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m., the first little bit of more significant moisture approaching from the west. Maybe some sprinkles, Rome, Carrollton, Weedawee, South Carolina, or not South Carolina, but Alabama rather, Cleveland, Randolph County area, and back into LaGrange, Troup and Heard counties, temperatures back in the upper 40s. As we get into the morning commute time, the earliest commuters, 4 or 5 a.m., we'll bring you back here. Notice how rain really starts to increase, and by 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, rain is going to be fairly widespread along the I-75, I-85 corridors. Much of Metro Atlanta, no matter what side of town you live on, as you get up and get ready to head out the door, it will either be raining at that time or will have just rained, or there will be rain moving in. Again, no one escapes this tomorrow morning. So looking at damp roadways, wet weather through the duration of the morning commute, but could be a little bit of a lull as we get into mid to late morning, 10, 11 a.m. as we approach the noon hour, a little bit of a lull. Not, though, done with the rain. You're going to see more downpours moving through, maybe some brief heavy rain as we get into the early afternoon and into the middle of the afternoon. By 3, 4, 5, 6 p.m., that rain shifts to the south and east. And by tomorrow evening about this time, we'll still have the clouds, but rain will be out of the picture. So a cloudy, chilly Tuesday evening, but most of the rain by that point will have pushed to the south and east of North Georgia. Let's see. Thank you, Jill, and thank you so much. Of course, you're very welcome. Again, chatting on Facebook with some folks. Appreciate the viewership. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, like these folks here, you can ask away. Also, we're live on YouTube. I'm monitoring that feed as well. No questions coming in that particular feed just yet. And again, hour-by-hour forecast has the rain out of here by the time we get into our Tuesday evening. But before then, quite a bit of wet weather to talk about. Bus stop forecast, kiddos out the door in the morning. We're going to wake up to quite a bit of cloud cover. Dreary in the morning, upper 30s and lower 40s. The rule, I think, into metro Atlanta, low to mid 40s. Rain falling, so if you can, if you have the time, maybe drive your students to the bus stop or just take them into school at the car. Avoid all that wet weather. And then the ride home tomorrow, I think there will still be some showers, temperatures mid to upper 40s, a gray sky. Lots of moisture in the first alert forecast, so just keep that in mind. It's going to be dreary tomorrow, whether you're maybe leaving early from the office, you're leaving 5, 6 p.m. Regardless, it's going to be dreary even for that drive home. Not just Atlanta, but much of the area. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s tomorrow afternoon with a lot of gloom as our new forecast model loads up. 49 Atlanta, your high temperature tomorrow. Gainesville 47, Athens 48, Rome 48. Little quote unquote warmer in noon and lower 50s, but with the breeze it's going to feel like the 40s anyway, so it really doesn't make all that much of a difference across North Georgia tomorrow, and that's going to come with off and on rain pretty much all day long. We'll bring up that hour-by-hour forecast one more time for you. Start in the morning, letting you know out the door it is already going to be wet. Here we are, 4 a.m., probably already some drizzle, some spotty light rain around metro Atlanta, 4, 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Notice by the heart of the morning commute, though, 6, 7, 8 a.m., rain is around pretty much all of the metro, and some of that rain could be briefly heavy. And then as we get into late morning, lunchtime, we're going to get a bit of a break. Still gloomy, still kind of damp, probably still some drizzle, but notice metro Atlanta at 10 a.m. According to this forecast model, and this may evolve over time, but this has been a pretty consistent signal. We get a little bit of a lull or a break by mid to late morning on into the lunch hour. But that rain that's up in Rome, Dalton, Blairsville during that same time, it'll build back into the metro as we go deeper into the afternoon, cross over that lunchtime threshold, noon, back into 1, 2, 3 p.m., some downpours moving through. And then on our Tuesday evening, we're going to dry out from west to east. We'll keep the clouds, keep the gloom, but rain will be out of the forecast for metro Atlanta by about maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. A look at how much rain will fall. Notice those deeper reds and purples, inches of rain. Louisiana, Gulf Coast, upper Texas coast. But as we get down into North Georgia, metro Atlanta, it's a little bit more of a light to moderate rain event. Temperatures chilly, not as much energy to work with, so not talking about any sustained heavy rainfall, though brief heavy rain is possible tomorrow morning and afternoon. Nonetheless, adds up to about 1/4 of an inch. Eatonton, Putnam County over to Griffin, maybe 1/2 inch to an inch. Douglasville, Roanoke, Alabama, LaGrange up into Atlanta, Beaufort, Gainesville, the mountains of North Georgia, most likely to pick up on the heavier totals, maybe just more than an inch in a couple of spots. But keep in mind, this will be falling over the period of several hours, so not a big flood threat. This could help put a beneficial dent in the drought. At least that's the plan. Michael Baxter, good evening to you on Atlanta News First, the Facebook page. Reginald Roberts saying, love the new format. Glad you're loving YouTube, our live feed. Again, we're chatting on Facebook. That is the screen you're seeing now, Atlanta News First, the account to follow. Also, Atlanta News First on YouTube. Reginald Roberts saying he loves the new format. Glad you're watching it, man. And again, if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, this is an extra special place, opportunity to converse. We can chat weather, hopefully clarify the forecast for you, and hopefully only making the forecast resonate more with you, making it more beneficial for you. So, of course, it's always great on TV. You can get the forecast. You can get it in the Atlanta News First weather app and Atlanta News First, the news app, atlantanewsfirst.com as well. In fact, I have a view of that website, but driving home the point that you can ask your weather questions here and I can answer them and help clarify the forecast for you. So look at tomorrow's rain event. We do have that story live, Atlanta News First, atlantanewsfirst.com. And all the details are here, chatting here as well. Put one of my tweets in here with the hour-by-hour forecast. Look at how much rain will fall. All that information is available at atlantanewsfirst.com, but also available here. All right, we have talked about the rain tomorrow, the dreary cold setup, and now let's talk about cold. We lose the dreary, but we keep the cold as we get into the middle of the work week. 43 tomorrow morning and 40 Wednesday morning in Atlanta with the clouds. It'll help keep it just a little bit warmer, though those are air quotes in there, not really warm. You'll still want the jacket or a coat. But back to freezing Thursday morning, 30 degrees Friday morning, 31 Saturday morning, 32 Sunday morning. The coldest stretch of weather so far this fall season. It's going to be consistently cold for several days. And we're talking by our Thursday afternoon as we pull up that 7-day forecast, not just a morning chill, but we are stuck in the 40s on our Thursday afternoon, struggling into the lower 50s Friday, Saturday afternoons. And I think in all likelihood, the mountains, communities well north of Atlanta, for example, Canton, Cherokee County up to maybe Blairsville, Gainesville area, you could stay in the 40s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday afternoons, beginning those days in the 20s to lower 30s. So it is going to be exceptionally chilly across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, especially by November standards in that 7-day forecast. And a reminder, we have some new data starting to come in, and we're going to be talking that new data, showing it to you live on TV here coming up in only about, 46 minutes. Atlanta News First at 9 p.m. We'll start then. We'll show you that new data. We have the 10 o'clock hour with First Alert meteorologist Fred Campagna. And then an 11 o'clock half hour, really some of that data coming in by then. Some of the global models we talk about that show weather for the entire United States, some of that data coming in by 11 p.m. So any refinements to the forecast, any last minute updates to your dreary Tuesday morning, though not expecting much of a change there. That's a high confidence forecast. Nonetheless, the specifics, will be laying those out for you with that new data included coming up here in just a little bit. Anywhere you are streaming this weather forecast except for Facebook, really just Facebook actually, you can watch the 9 p.m. newscast. Hope to see you there. Again, if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, even after this live feed has ended, I'll go back through the comments, check them out. You can also reach me on social media at Cutter Martin, CutterMartin. We'll take you live outside, leave you with this look. Probably the clearest it's going to be than most of the buildings you will see here for the next 36 hours. Enjoy the clearer condition. Clouds moving in now. Rain here within the next few hours. Again, back on Atlanta News First with that full forecast at 9 p.m.